Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into a state that's often called the natural state, but is packed with more surprises than you can imagine. Get ready, because we're about to uncover some truly mind-blowing facts about life in Arkansas. First up, did you know that Arkansas is the only place in the United States where diamonds are actively mined by the public? That's right. At the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Murfreesboro, you can literally search for your own diamonds. For a small fee, you can dig in a 37-acre field, and the park's policy finders, keepers. Since it opened, over 33,000 diamonds have been found by visitors, including the famous 40-carat Uncle Sam diamond, the largest ever discovered in North America. It's not just a tourist attraction. It's a real-life treasure hunt where you could strike it rich. Now, let's talk about food. When you think of Arkansas, you might think of Southern comfort food, and you'd be right. But did you know it's the epicenter of the world's rice production? Specifically, the town of Stuttgart is known as the rice and duck capital of the world. Arkansas produces more than 40% of all the rice grown in the entire United States. This isn't just a minor crop. It's a massive industry that shapes the landscape and economy of the eastern part of the state. So next time you're enjoying a bowl of rice, there's a very good chance it started its journey obstaculos in an Arkansas field. Speaking of capitals, Arkansas has a unique history with its capital cities. Little Rock is the current and well-known capital. But did you know the state once had 4 different capitals operating at the same time? During the Civil War, when Little Rock was captured by Union forces in 1863, the Confederate state government fled and set up a mobile capital, first in Washington, Arkansas. Meanwhile, a Union-loyal government was established back in Little Rock. So for a period, you had 2 opposing governments, each claiming to be the legitimate authority of the state, operating simultaneously. It's a fascinating and complex piece of American history. Let's shift gears to tech. You might associate tech with Silicon Valley, but Walmart, the world's largest retailer, was born and is still headquartered in Bentonville, Arkansas. What started as a single 5-and-dime store by Sam Walton in 1950 has grown into a global behemoth. The Walton family's influence has transformed Northwest Arkansas into a booming economic and cultural hub. The region is now home to a world-class art museum, Crystal Bridges, funded by Alice Walton, and a rapidly growing network of businesses and startups, attracting talent from all over the country. It is a prime example of how one local business can completely reshape a state's identity and future. Now, for a fact that will make you look at your wallet differently. The Arkansas toothpick, a type of large, heavy-duty knife, became famous in the 19th century. But it's not just a historical artifact. The legendary bladesmith James Black, who is credited with creating the iconic Bowie knife for Jim Bowie, lived and worked in Washington, Arkansas. The historic Arkansas Museum in Little Rock actually houses what is believed to be the only remaining authenticated knife made by Black himself. So this state has a deep-rooted connection to one of the most famous blades in American history. Let's talk about nature, because you can't discuss the natural state without it. Arkansas is home to the Blanchard Springs Caverns, often described as a living cave system. This isn't your average tourist trap cave. It's managed by the U.S. Forest Service and is considered one of the most spectacular and well-preserved cave systems in the country. The formations are constantly growing and changing due to the steady drip of water. Exploring its massive cathedral-like rooms feels like stepping into another world. The effort to preserve its natural state is immense, making it a pristine example of subterranean beauty. And here's a quirky one. It is technically illegal to mispronounce Arkansas while in Arkansas. This law was passed in 1881 to settle a dispute between 2 U.S. senators who had different pronunciations. The official legislative pronunciation is Arkansas, with the final S being silent. While you're unlikely to get arrested for saying it wrong, it shows how seriously the state takes its name and heritage. It's a fun piece of trivia that highlights the state's unique character. Moving on to music, Arkansas has a rich and often overlooked musical heritage. It's the birthplace of the legendary Johnny Cash, the Man in Black, who was born in Kingsland. His music was deeply influenced by his upbringing during the Great Depression, listening to gospel and field songs. But it doesn't stop there. Sister Rosetta Tharpe, often called the godmother of rock and roll, was also from Arkansas. Her revolutionary guitar playing and vocal style in the 1930s and 40s directly influenced pioneers like Elvis Presley, Little Richard, and Betting Onion, Johnny Cash. Her impact on modern music enormous, and it all started right here. Here's another surprising fact. The city of Hot Springs is essentially America's first national park, even before Yellowstone. In 1832, President Andrew Jackson designated the hot springs as a special reservation to protect the thermal waters, long before the national park system was formally established. This makes Hot Springs National Park the oldest federally protected area in the system. For centuries, people have flocked here, believing the mineral-rich waters have healing properties. The historic Bathhouse Row is a stunning example of Gilded Age architecture, preserving this unique legacy. Let's wrap up with one more for the animal lovers. Arkansas is a critical habitat for millions of migratory birds. The state lies along the Mississippi Flyway, a major superhighway for birds migrating between Canada and South America. Each year, places like the White River National Wildlife Refuge become a haven for incredible numbers of ducks, geese, and other waterfowl. It's one of the most important wintering areas for mallards in North America, making it a world-renowned destination for birdwatching and waterfowl hunting. The sheer scale of this annual migration is a breathtaking natural spectacle. So, from treasure hunting for diamonds and shaping the world's food supply to being a hidden cradle of rock and roll and a technological powerhouse, Arkansas is a state of contrasts and surprises. It's a place where history, nature, and innovation come together in maneras you'd never expect. I hope you enjoyed this journey through the hidden gems of Arkansas. If you learned something new, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into of the world's most fascinating places. Let me know in the comments which fact surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.